Texas A&M. Oh, my God, guys. I mean, I thought about picking Penn State in my bracket, mainly because Penn State's playing well. But then I thought to myself, they got a coach who might be leaving for a better job. This is not a traditional basketball program. And Texas A&M had a very impressive regular season with that win over Alabama. They look good, especially down the stretch to the point where you're like, are they a 5 seed maybe? But clearly 7 seed was too high for them because they got run out of the building by Penn State yesterday. Imagine this guy, Andrew Funk, who is probably 30 years old, a transfer from Bucknell, is just bombing you out of the building.
In a season that has not gone their way. 5 years between NCAA tournament appearances. Here's Funk. Can he keep it going? Man, why not? This guy's stroke is as pure as it gets.
76-59, the final score. And leave it to the Aggies to disappoint me and slink their way out of the tournament before a game against Texas tomorrow. I mean, I was going to the Golden Nugget. I was really excited to see two fan bases next to one another, probably getting angry. Maybe there's a fight that breaks out or something like that. This is an embarrassing performance by the Aggies. And
embarrassing!
Yes, thank you very much, Coach from Letterkenny. Can you hit me one more time? I get it. I get why you're always angry on that show. And if I'm an Aggie, I'm pissed today. I am pissed.
Embarrassing!
It's bleeping embarrassing what they did. And we're making a declaration today, and I'm doing that with my shillelagh in my hand, okay? Here is the declaration today. Texas A&M is no longer Texas A&M. You have lost the rights to call yourself Texas A&M, especially when there is another Texas A&M in this state. Texas A&M Corpus Christi. They're in the tournament. Hey, did you see that last-second cover that they had against Alabama? They did their job. They covered the spread. What the hell were the Texas A&M Aggies doing? Continuing what has been, I think, given the money that's been poured into that program. Buzz Williams making a ton of money. You obviously have Jimbo Fisher making a ton of money. You got this great recruiting class. Between the football and basketball program, this was a pathetic year.
Embarrassing!
I agree, Letterkenny coach. 5-7 in football. And yeah, I'm going to bring football up again. And then this way to exit in the tournament, you can't even get to a game against Texas. Like, Texas deserves to make fun of you endlessly for it. Texas killed Colgate 81-61. They deserve credit for that. Where were you? Really? Andrew Funk is going to beat you. Did you see what he looks like? I hate to be, a little bit racist against myself, especially on St. Patrick's Day. But does Andrew Funk look like someone who is going to go Steph Curry mode on you? I will give Andrew Funk credit. It is embarrassing. Andrew Funk, to his credit, this is a guy who was like a 35% three-point shooter until this past year, transfers from Bucknell to Penn State, and all of a sudden, he's really good. He's 42% three-point shooter this year. But, man. And here's what bothers me the most about A&M losing. I'll stop punching A&M. I'm just mad that you guys lost to the real cult of college sports. Like, you can't even call yourself the cult anymore. Penn State fans are some of the worst people in the United States of America. I mean, you think Ohio State fans are bad. At least Ohio State fans aren't conveniently looking the other way from Joe Paterno with what he may or may not have known during his time there. These weirdos who are in, like, the woods of Pennsylvania are psychopaths. Evidence? One of them pulled a switchblade on me at Syracuse University after a Syracuse-Penn State game. I'm from bleeping Philly. Oh, I could tell. You guys lost to this school. Like, that's why I'm angry today. You lost to Penn State. How dare you? And what's going on here? No yell leaders at the game? I was looking on the sideline. Texas A&M has cheerleaders all of a sudden. That's off brand for you guys. I would roll that back. It's time to have big beefy, masculine yell leaders there, okay? We might have to share something that we found on the internet late last night. It's going to be in the 11 o'clock hour, but we stumbled across the midnight yell leaders. They had a midnight yell to welcome Texas A&M back to campus. And, hey, at the very least, the midnight yell leaders, they still got it. A&M basketball, A&M football, and now you are just A&M. You are not Texas A&M. Texas A&M, that is the Corpus Christi Texas A&M, the Islanders. Okay? Texas A&M Islanders, A&M Aggies. And you can earn, perhaps, Texas back into your school name. But, I mean, that was a pathetic performance. And I don't know how you can live with yourself right now. Anyway, we also have to hold Texas A&M to a higher standard. They have invested a lot of money into their athletic program. I think a lot of Aggie boosters right now are angry, and because of yesterday's embarrassing loss at the hands of Penn State, 76-59, we are henceforth not calling Texas A&M A&M. They are not good enough to declare themselves a part of the great state of Texas. They are now merely the A&M Aggies. Texas A&M Corpus Christi, which actually performed well in the NCAA tournament yesterday, covering against Texas Corpus Christi. Covering against, as Texas A&M Corpus Christi, covering against Alabama. Guess what? They are Texas A&M Real. Now, I know that not everyone is familiar with the traditions of Texas A&M, and I don't know if people that like transfer from Texas A&M feel like Scientologists persecuted for leaving the cult and not having a ring after having been there. But they have some strange traditions, and they're nice people. I think the cool thing about most A&M fans is that they take jokes in stride because they are master comedians. Have you ever been to a midnight yell? Have you ever seen the zingers these guys bring to the table? Guys, buckle your belts and hold on to your hats. This might be the best comedy since George Carlin, since Richard Pryor, since Dave Chappelle, that mine eyes, you can't see comedy. Mine ears have ever heard. We're doing it again. Guys, this is the leaked audio that we got of yell leaders welcoming Texas A&M back from that absolute debacle of a loss last night. Did you hear about the skeleton they just found in an old building at College Station? It was the 1938 hide-and-seek champion! Whoop! How do you get a Texas A&M graduate off your porch? Pay him for your pizza. Whoop! Why don't Aggies use 911 in an emergency? Because they can't find 11 on the phone dial. Whoop! Why did the Aggies get fired from the M&M plant as a quality control inspector? He kept throwing out the W and W's. Whoop! Hey, did you hear about the Aggie that stayed up all night studying for his urine test? Whoop! Definition of a dope ring? 10 Aggies standing in a circle. Whoop! Asked what he thought of the Civil Rights Bill, the Aggie replied, well, if we owe it, we ought to pay it. Whoop! Be sure to watch the 2-hour TV special tonight. An Aggie is going to try to count to 100. Whoop! Did you hear about the Aggie who thought a watchdog was a dog that could tell time? Whoop! How many Aggie freshmen does it take to change a light bulb? They don't. That's a sophomore class. Whoop! Chilling audio. And look, these guys are the kings of comedy. We know that. Texas A&M does humor different. And some of you guys right now on the Twitch, on the text line, you're thinking to yourself, that's not real comedy. Well, you don't understand high comedy, okay? You haven't been to College Station. You just don't. You don't get it. And if the Yell leaders turn on you, who's left to defend you? What do you do going forward? I mean, you're coming home thinking that the 12th man is going to give you a warm embrace like your mother when you were a wee child, holding you close. And instead of that, they rejected you. They came back and they roasted themselves as a whole after getting roasted by Andrew Funk. Roasted alive. They lost to Andrew Funk. Bucknell transfer, Andrew Funk. Credit to Andrew Funk. Shot 42% from 3 this year. Helps to go 8 of 10 in one game. It helps a lot. I'm just saying. It helps in life to have yourself held accountable by other people. And the Yell leaders, they're the only ones doing it at A&M because now they've lost the moniker of Texas A&M.